for Wales at 12 o'clock. This is Caitlin Parr. Good afternoon. The waiting list for hospital treatments in Wales has reached another record high. The latest NHS figures show that in April, more than 600,000 patients were waiting for 775,000 planned treatments. The Welsh Labour government is blaming increased demand and reduced activity during the Easter holidays. The Conservatives, Plaid Cymru, the Lib Dems and Reform are blaming long waiting times on what they say is Labour's mismanagement of the Welsh NHS over the past 25 years. The BBC can reveal that the Conservative Party's Director of Campaigning, Tony Lee, is being investigated by the Gambling Commission over an alleged bet relating to the timing of the election. The party says he took a leave of absence yesterday. Mr Lee's wife, Laura Saunders, is also being looked into by the Gambling Commission. She's running for election for the Tories in Bristol and is the second Conservative candidate to be investigated. Yesterday it emerged the police officer in Rishi Sunak's close protection unit was arrested and suspended for allegedly placing a bet on the election. Labour's campaign coordinator Pat McFadden has written to the Prime Minister, and the BBC's parliamentary correspondent Susan Hulme has been reading the letter.
Pat McFadden's written to the Prime Minister saying, well, why haven't these Conservative candidates, two of them now, why have they not been suspended as Tory candidates? Is there one rule for the police officer and another for Tory candidates? And suggesting, making some political capital of this, that it is symptomatic of the Conservative Party in recent times and demanding that the Prime Minister says something and takes some action pretty soon.
A full list of candidates in Bristol North West can be found on the BBC website. The Supreme Court has issued a landmark ruling saying Surrey Council should have considered the climate impact of burning oil when it gave permission for new wells in the county. The judgment could stop future fossil fuel projects going ahead in the UK. Here's the BBC's climate editor, Justin Rowlett.
It could, for example, affect the development of the Rosebank oil field, this huge oil field off the coast of Shetlands, which the Norwegian state oil company is proposing to develop. It could also affect another big gas field called Jackdaw, and of course there's the proposed new coal mine in Whitehaven in Cumbria, which could also be affected by this. So it could have wide repercussions in terms of the fossil fuel future of the UK.
A new report has found that global fossil fuel consumption and carbon emissions reached a record high last year. The Energy Institute, the energy sector professional body, says fossil fuel usage was 1.5% higher in 2023 than the year before. And Wiltshire police say two Just Stop Oil protesters who were arrested after orange paint was thrown on Stonehenge have been bailed. Thousands of people will gather at the prehistoric monument today to celebrate the summer solstice. Sport now, and in football, Newport County manager Graham Coughlan has left the club, with chairman Hugh Jenkins saying he wants to move in a different direction now. Coughlan spent 20 months in charge at Rodney Parade. Elsewhere, former Swansea City manager Steve Cooper has been appointed Leicester City's new manager. He joins the Foxes back in the Premier League just a year after being relegated. And in cricket's T20 World Cup, England have won their Super 8 opener against the West Indies by 8 wickets in St Lucia. Welsh batter Phil Salt was man of the match, making 87 not out. That's the BBC News for Wales. It's 3.5 minutes past 12.
BBC Radio Wales Travel.
Good afternoon to you. Hello, I'm Jules Buckley. The roadworks for the Nash Finger Post Junction still causing queues either side of the A477. A483 still struggling, particularly heading south away from T Croystown towards the M4 towards junction 49 at Pont Abram. Still queuing towards the Monmouth Lights, a 20-minute delay heading southwest on the A40 this lunchtime. Still queuing west for the A55 and the roadworks Talabont at 12. Very slow out towards Llandagai at junction 11. If you're heading between Welshpool and the Welsh-English border around Trewern, the A458's queuing at roadworks, and staying over the border south of Hereford, the A49 by the Pilgrim Hotel in Much Birch is queuing. It's part blocked. There's a broken down lorry there. Back with more. 25 minutes for you.
BBC Radio Wales weather.
Hello
Hello again, I'm Sabrina Lee. Most places seeing a fine day with dry and bright conditions, along with sunshine and patchy cloud, just 1 or 2 isolated showers developing. The wind's mostly light and variable in direction, and it should feel warm in the afternoon sunshine. Today's highs 19 Celsius in Flint, 21 in Chepstow. That does come with some moderate to high UV levels and very high pollen levels. This evening, more sunshine, turning cloudier overnight, lows of 8 to 11 Celsius. And then tomorrow, cloudier and a little cooler and breezier with a few showers. And then the next band of rain for most of us will move in later in the day. That's the very latest.
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you very much and welcome to the phone in. I'm Oliver Hyde, and today Just Stop Oil protesters have sprayed some orange powder onto Stonehenge ahead of the summer solstice. Their action's been branded a disgrace. So do you agree or do you support their action? Also today, parents are spending thousands every year taking their adult children on holiday with them. When does this stop? And are hats still part of your wardrobe?
BBC Radio Wales.
Keep it coming, love.
This is the phone in on BBC Radio Wales in their Thursday lunchtime. I'm Oliver Hyde. Great to have your company. I'm going to talk about taking the adult children away on holiday later. We'll talk about hats as well. But first, if you've seen this in the newspapers today, a lot of coverage in the newspapers, online as well, the BBC News website going heavily on this story. Just Stop Oil protesters sprayed some sort of orange powder onto part of Stonehenge yesterday. That's ahead of the summer solstice celebrations. Lots of reaction to this. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak called it a disgraceful act of vandalism. Labour leader Keir Starmer said the damage done is outrageous. Lib Dem leader Ed Davey said it's a total disgrace. So do you agree? Or do you support their actions? Not only this, at Stonehenge, we've seen sporting events, notably the snooker, orange powder on the snooker table at the World Championships, others too. So call 03700 100 110. This isn't so much about the cause or about the policy that they're attacking, what they're trying to achieve. It's more about how they're choosing to do it. 03700 100 110. Maybe you see the both as linked, as I know a number of people getting in touch already do. Pete Richards has protested with Just Stop Oil before. Hello, Pete. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ollie. Thank you very much for having me on the programme.
Not at all. Thanks for being here, because I think you inhabited a world that many of us know little about here. So I'm looking forward to learning a little about how these things work. And as I say, not so much discuss the cause or the policy or whatever it is that you're protesting about, because I think we're all well rehearsed on that. It's more the tactics. So take us inside Just Stop Oil then, and your experience of it, and why the group employs tactics such as these that we've seen at Stonehenge.
Yeah, right. I mean, you say we shouldn't really be discussing here the backdrop to this, the climate crisis, but you need to understand just how severe the climate crisis is, and globally, it's with us globally already. Now, in this country, we're quite lucky because we've fared fairly well. We had record temperatures a couple of years ago in this country, but we're within touching distance of a complete breakdown of the climate and all that is associated with that. So a complete breakdown of the climate will lead to a breakdown of society. No food, no water, no power. We have all these problems. So if you compare that to, let's get things into perspective here. If you compare that to the actions taken by Just Stop Oil, you'll think, well, actually, they're probably not that bad. Now, I've taken part in Just Stop Oil protests before. I took part in the slow marching before the government made it illegal. So I went to London, took part in the slow marching. And again, it wasn't at the time breaking the law. But it was distressing for some of the drivers, some of the motorists, and I can understand that. I can sympathise with them. But, we have the environmental movement has tried absolutely everything in the past. We have written countless numbers of letters to MPs. We've just lobbied them all the time. I've met MPs repeatedly to try and get them to act on the climate crisis. We've signed petitions, one petition after another, and had no response.
Okay, so and I understand it to that point, and absolutely, yeah. I get it to that point. And I'll read you what Mike has said. Mike's texted in from Aberporth, and I think maybe this covers the other side of it pretty well. It says that is it just me, says Mike, that can see the irony here? Stonehenge, a World Heritage Site, built using not one single drop of oil, manpower alone, has been a symbolic home for Druidic worship for millennia, and a group famous for their love and respect for Mother Earth and nature. A more eco-friendly group you'd be hard to find, yet these people choose that to deface, meaning there's now going to be a need to use all kinds of procedures, probably using oil, in order to clean up their pollution. What do you achieve? What do you achieve by defacing Stonehenge?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll need to use oil or any oil-based product to clean Stonehenge. One good downpour of rain, and all that paint will disappear.
Well, they had to use machinery, didn't they? But that was more a side point. The point being made by Mike there, I think it's a valid one, isn't it? It's what is achieved by defacing Stonehenge when it is so loved, treasured by just the sort of people who probably share your view.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you were to, because there'll be a big gathering there tonight, I think if you were to go and ask the people if they support Just Stop Oil or any of our actions, you'll probably find that the majority, if not all of them, will say yes, they do.
And then all of them would have been horrified to see Stonehenge covered in orange paint. So the question again, what have they achieved?
Well, the whole point of this protest, like all of the Just Stop Oil protests, is to get some publicity, because at the moment we're in the midst of an election. And the main parties, with the exception of the Green Party, are not discussing the climate crisis. Now, we do understand that there are important issues. The NHS, is probably the top of most people's priority list. The economic crisis, very high. But the economy and the NHS just won't exist on a dead planet. And we're heading towards a dead planet. Now, so that's getting things into perspective.
Yeah, and I accept all of that. I just want to go back. But I want to go back again to the tactics employed, which is, well, I've never done this before. I'm going to quote King Arthur Pendragon, senior druid and pagan priest. One of those will be there tonight. Quoted in the Daily Telegraph, disapproving of the action, saying, and there's an important point, adding that it alienates any sympathy for the cause, and that's not just him. That those people who get caught up on the M25 when there are protests, those people who are at a sporting event when it's disrupted, that there's a strong argument, isn't there? And I'm sure the group weighs this up, that these protests can end up being counterproductive.
They can in one way, but then we're not in a popularity contest here. We are effectively acting as the canary in the coal mine. We're sounding an alarm. And if we can't get into the media one way, then we'll have to try another. And something like this. Now, in the midst of an election, the papers are totally dominated by the main political parties telling us about their manifestos and how they'll be promising everything. And the only way of getting into the paper is to do something very, very in your face like this sort of action. And it has worked. You know, we've managed to get into the newspapers and on your radio station as well. And
you've had your say as well on the issue. But do you think it makes people think of the issue, or do they just think of the protest?
Well, what's the alternative? If we hadn't done this, the news would get buried anyway. The news on the climate will get buried anyway. So, you know, we're desperate people carrying out desperate actions. You know, we're very, very scared people. We don't do this. Nobody would take part in an action like this because they want to. You know, it's not something, we don't get a kick out of it. We do this because we are very scared people, and we can see that the government in this country and governments around the world are not acting, and they need to. They have a duty of responsibility to the electorate here. They've got to protect us. That's the primary function of government, to protect the citizens of this country, and they're failing.
Pete, you put the case very well. It's fascinating, and I think we all understand a little more now about why these tactics are employed. We'll see what people make of it. 03700 100 110 to call or WhatsApp. You can text 8 10 12. And my thanks to you again. That's Pete Richards.
I don't care about your past.
More and more, the more I hear it, that's the script both ways. 12 on the phone and on BBC Radio Wales. We're talking about direct action here, non-violent direct action, the sort employed by Just Stop Oil with their protest, the vandalism of Stonehenge. It's been widely condemned. We were hearing from Pete there. I thought put the case very well as to why he and those in the movement feel that this sort of action is necessary. But do you agree? 03700 100 110. I've got Paul in Cardiff on the line. Hello, Paul.
How are you?
Very good, thanks. What do you make? What do you make of Just Stop Oil?
Oh, well, to be honest with you, looking at it yesterday, it totally sickened me. There can be absolutely no justification whatsoever in attacking a World Heritage site like that. I'm not going to be spoken down to by the likes of that chap who was just on now, of we didn't cause any damage and a quick shower of rain and it's all gone. I don't buy that at all. It's not up to the likes of him to take ownership of the nation's heritage and decide what he and his team are going to do with it. As far as I'm concerned, if people like that want to protest or whatever, I expect them to be applying for jobs, bringing the harvest in by hand. Is harvest time soon? Are they going to line up with scythes and bring it all in rather than use a combine? No, they're not. Are they going to go and apply for shipping to be sent by wind power? I can't imagine any of that lot that were there yesterday wanting to grapple with ropes pulling sails in going around the Cape of Good Hope. They're all talk. They deliver nothing. They've got nothing to offer. I've challenged the likes of Extinction Rebellion with their when they were doing the protest in Cardiff. They've got not one answer for anything. They'll lecture you about, I've got a degree and I can do this and I can do that. Sitting Bull never had a degree. He was a damn sight more in tune with the environment than that lot.
Have you ever? See, what this boils down to for me, and of course, and as Pete Richards was saying, the issue is you can't ignore the issue when you talk about this kind of protest. But I think what I find more interesting.
I've got a challenge to you.
Go on.
Come and have a look at my back garden. Okay, where I grow my own fruit and veg, and I've got beehives in it and the like. And then that geezer that you had on just now. Let's have a look at his back garden.
Well, okay. Well, I don't know about his back garden. And
hang on.
Yeah, but
if it comes out with I live in a flat, one of the things that I put to Extinction Rebellion when they were in Cardiff was to put a plan in place whereby they could get teams of people that have got flats that want to grow their own fruit and veg, and team up with houses. Okay, that have got big gardens. It could be a pensioner up in somewhere like Ely with those massive gardens they've got up there. I'll tell you what, mate. We'll do your garden for you. We'll go 50-50 on the fruit and veg we're going to grow. How's that?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know about his living arrangements, and he's got a right to come on here. We invited him on here to explain. He's got a right to be on here every bit as much as you have to explain his view. But what I was going to say was what interests me about the whole movement, and say you've mentioned Extinction Rebellion as well. It's not just others too, and is to have you ever felt so strongly about something and been so frustrated at a lack of action about it that you have felt that you needed to do something like this?
Right, hang on. I was in Fathers for Justice, but the one thing that we had was a manifesto. We had an actual plan of how we were going to turn things round, which we were able to put to MPs and whatever. When I challenged the likes of Extinction Rebellion and asked all of these bright and blessed how they, for a design on wind-powered shipping, okay, or, backed up with solar and whatever. I said, where are your designs for this? How are you going to take this forward? What have you actually got lined up that's going to take over from where we are now? Basically got nothing.
Okay, and people too may have looked at the arguments of Fathers for Justice and seen gaps in that as well. It's not about that. I'm interested because maybe you can tell me what then and I don't know if you scaled buildings or took direct action yourself, but that was certainly something that Fathers for Justice at a time was famous for. You can surely understand at least, can't you, the frustration that Pete and those feel that they're not being listened to.
Sat there, we were able to engage with the public, okay, and get the law changed so that dads can now actually get access to their kids. And it's happened. We have changed it. Now, what I'm asking this lot for, all right, if you want to do away with oil and whatever, then you give me your alternative solution.
Do you think...
to all these people that they were going to put do you want blueberries and strawberries at Christmas?
Do you think, Paul? That Fathers for Justice? No. Because I want to get to the heart of the conversation here, which is this: do you think, with Fathers for Justice, you would have achieved what you achieved without the initial publicity for your cause and for the issue, which was gained by people scaling buildings dressed as superheroes?
So how much traffic did we stop in central London when we got Batman on Buckingham Palace?
It's not about that. What I'm asking you about is the publicity. It's about the publicity. It's about the publicity.
Global publicity. We actually changed the world with what we did there. Yes, I'll grant there was one or two times where we did block roads, and we did scale buildings. But we didn't bring the town centre to a standstill because we had Batman and Robin on the courthouse in Cardiff, did we?
You got the publicity, yeah.
What I'm saying to you is, you don't seem to be able to get it, is that they have no solutions. They haven't got a team of engineers on going through work now that have come out with an alternative to shipping, let's say, which is going to transport goods around the world. For example, I said to them, Extinction Rebellion, do you want blueberries, strawberries at Christmas? No, we don't. I said, great, get rid of it. But now you've put all of these Kenyans out of work, the people that produce it. What are you going to do with them?
Paul, we need to move on, but I thank you so much. Thank you. Working through the issues with Paul and with Pete, 03700 100 110. And tomorrow, we're going to return to general election matters, which, of course, is across the board at the moment.
We'll keep you up to date with the latest on the election whenever you need it. So join us on Radio Wales on BBC Sounds or on your smart speaker for
the top stories from the campaign on Radio Wales Breakfast.
The chance to have your say on the phone-in at lunchtime.
As we dig into what those campaign pledges really mean for you.
Get a roundup of each day's big developments on Radio Wales Drive.
And for a weekly deep dive into the important issues, we put the people hoping for your vote in the hot seat on Sunday Supplement.
Plus, there's news updates right through the day on Radio Wales.
Or anytime you want it on your smart speaker, just ask it to play BBC News for Wales.
BBC Radio Wales.
I know they wasn't expecting this. Put your hands up. Yeah. Well. Check it out. We're gonna flip it like this now. What it is? Yeah.
If it ain't one thing, then it's another.
What?
Instead of getting easier, it's harder.
Yeah.
To make it through the day.
It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. That's it.
That days like this would come, but if you with you,
that's for sure.
the good, the bad, it's always for you.
That's it now.
In time, the sun will shine.
find out that
Now I know that I'm stronger.
So that's tomorrow. Tomorrow, back on the election campaign trail here on the phone-in, because we'll be a fortnight away from finding out who's going to be the new Prime Minister, or still Prime Minister. So that's tomorrow. This is Today here on the phone-in on BBC Radio Wales. Thanks to Paul and Pete for working through some of those issues around Just Stop Oil and direct action. Do you understand? Have you ever been that frustrated that you felt you had to do something? 03700 100 110. Tavares, Don't Take Away the Music. Got some great music on the way from Duffy, from Chris Rea, Lauren Hill, Jason Derulo. But right now, at 12:30 here on BBC Radio Wales, time for this.
BBC Radio Wales Travel.
Hello again to you, I'm Jules Buckley. Very slow for the A55 this lunchtime's in the roadworks. Stop-start westbound anywhere from Talabonta to 12 through towards Llandagai at junction 11. Queuing for the Pengleis Road as you make your way in towards the centre of Aberystwyth this lunchtime. A477 still struggling. 2 roadworks by the Nash Fingerpost junction are still causing delays. Very slow towards the Monmouth Light, a 25-minute queue from the Welsh-English border heading southwest on the A40 and over the border to the south of Hereford. The A49 in Muchbirch is part blocked. There's a broken down lorry causing delays by the Pilgrim Hotel. And I'll be back with more after the news at 1.
BBC Radio Wales.
When I get to Warwick Avenue, meet me by the entrance of the tube. We can talk things over a little time. Promise me you won't stay by the line. When I get to Warwick Avenue, please drop the past and be true. Don't think we're okay baby, you've heard me. When I get to Warwick Avenue, we'll spend an hour, but no more than two. Our only chance to speak once more. I showed you the answers, now here's the door. When I get to Warwick Avenue, I'll tell you, baby, now we're through. I'm leaving you for the last time, baby. You think you're loving, but you don't love me. I've been confused out of my mind lately. You think you're loving, but you don't love me. I want to be free, baby, you've heard me. All the days spent together, I wish for better, but I didn't want the train to come. Now it's departed. I'm broken hearted. Seems like we never started. All those days spent together, when I wish for better, and I didn't want the train to come. You think you're loving, but you don't love me. I want to be free, baby, you heard me. You don't love me. I want to be free, baby, you've heard me.
Stuffy. Warwick Avenue, 25-1. So I think we had a pretty comprehensive run through of both sides of the debate, both sides of the argument here around these Just Stop Oil protests and the tactics that are employed as well. Hugh's been in touch from Porthcawl on WhatsApp. That's 03700 100 110. Hugh says this: Just Stop Oil's demands to end all fossil fuels by 2030 is complete madness. The consequences would be apocalyptic and send us back to pre-industrial revolution environment, which is pretty much what Paul was saying in Cardiff. It would serve no benefit to anyone within the UK. Although Freya says this, and Freya's looking, as we've been as well, looking at the tactics employed. The email from Freya says, "Afternoon, Oliver. There is protesting peacefully, and then there's unlawful actions. This method, the Stonehenge, is unacceptable, where they're breaking in and spraying substances." And Freya goes on to talk about emissions elsewhere in the world, in China and India, for example. So have you ever felt so frustrated that your voice is not being heard? We're in a general election campaign at the moment, after all. So frustrated your voice isn't being heard that you've been drawn to action like this, even if, as Pete Richards was saying, even if you run the risk there of actually detracting from the message and alienating some people. You tell me. 03700 100 110. Tim Dawes on the line, local history expert, former Stonehenge volunteer. Hi there, Tim.
Hi, how you doing?
Very good, thanks. How did you feel seeing... Did you get close enough to actually see Stonehenge after the damage was done?
Well, I saw it this morning when, luckily, through good work, most of the paint has been removed. So hopefully no lasting damage from that, though we don't know for a while. But yes, I have been down there and seen what's going on.
How did you feel to see it?
I've been in shock really since yesterday. It's not really a case of whether this powder was going to be damaging for a long time or not. It might well be. It's more that the fact there's a condescending colonialism, in a way, of people attacking something that's sacred and of great meaning to people. Just Stop Oil described them as inert, just lumps of rock. But they're not just lumps of rock to so many people, especially a lot of the people who are going there tonight, they are something that gives people spiritual meaning that they resonate with, and a whole connection to the earth. So that's shocking and shocking to me, yes.
Yeah. Do you buy Pete's argument, though, which is that in order to get their point across, they need to be on the radio, they need to be on TV, they need to be in the newspapers, on the internet, and his feeling that the only way to do that, the only way that Pete Richards was going to be on this programme today was if they'd done something like that yesterday and we were talking about it. Do you buy that argument?
I understand that argument, but it doesn't mean I'm going to condone what they've done. There's lots of ways you can be shocking and outrageous, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the right way. I think what they've done with this is, by looking at, glancing across social media and, radio and television, they brought so much anger against their movement that I think it's been counterproductive. And certainly the pagan community who worship at Stonehenge, they're naturally people who are very in touch with nature and would be sympathetic to Just Stop Oil mainly. It's going to... What they've done is, they've defiled and desecrated a sacred place. That's how people are going to see it. And it's a bit like, you hear when someone's had their house burgled, and even though everything's put back, they go, it's not my house any longer. I no longer feel safe and secure. I no longer feel that it's my home. It doesn't matter about the physical damage. It's just that act of someone coming in and defiling and doing things to your sacred place. If it would be in a church or a mosque or a synagogue, I'd be equally upset about it, and I think they might understand it. But I think they think that people who worship places of old stones and things like that are maybe just a little backwards compared to the...
I don't know. I honestly think it was someone that's going to be in the spotlight, wasn't it? I think that certainly, as Pete was saying, I don't think there's any judgment based on the people who are going to be there. Maybe there may have been a feeling that because many of those who'll be there would sympathise with their cause, with the issue, then that may have been somewhere where they've been welcomed. Who knows? Thank you very much to Tim. Grateful to you, Tim Dorr. So I've got Tony, I've got Tanya, I've got Paul, and who else is... Tony, Tanya and Paul will do just nicely. Let's go to Tanya first of all in Bridgend. What do you think, Tanya?
Well, firstly, I've got to say I've never protested or daubed anything. And I'm not saying that with a degree of pride, because sometimes one has to stand up and be counted about what we feel. But when it's talked about Stonehenge, as I said when I rang in a while back, really and truly we're lucky to be still having people from foreign countries coming and admiring the luscious green that surrounds us. But if we live near the equator, there are people who are going to first suffer from global warming. If we are to listen to David Attenborough, if we are to think that Trump going in America is heeding global warming, it is quite frightening. And as I said to the researcher, I feel quite sad to say this, but I have no children and I'm approaching 80. And sometimes when I listen to the news, I think to myself, I'm glad it won't affect me, which is sad. I don't want to be
very sad, very sad.
To the edge of the cliff. But the other thing is that I do look at great nieces, great nephews, and think, what are they going to inherit?
Well, thank you very much, Tanya. Thank you very much. Got lots of squeeze in here in a short space of time. I've got a Leslie in Newport who is really annoyed. Hello, Leslie.
Hi.
Yeah, you're really annoyed. Go on.
It's just that I can understand why they did it. I'm not saying it was good. I'm not saying it was bad. But they're trying to create public awareness. Chip in if you want to.
No, not at all, because I think you said, you do. You were talking about the suffragettes, weren't you, when you called in?
It reminds me of them. They were protesting. They were doing terrible things. The newspapers weren't printing it. All they were doing was having them the police were locking them up to keep them quiet, to try and get them to behave.
And so Emily Davison...
So they needed something to get in the public eye that the newspapers would print.
So Emily Davison ran in front of the King's Horse.
June 1913, Emily Wilding Davison at the Derby stood in front of the King's Horse, and 4 days later she died.
It's a really interesting
that
comparison.
Was printed in the paper.
Yeah.
And it did create public awareness.
Thank you very much. That's Leslie. Not at all. No, Leslie, brilliant. That's Leslie in Newport. Tony and Paul, go for it. Quickly to the pair of you. Where are you on this, Paul?
Oh, Ollie, honestly, I find it quite amazing. I think what we're missing here is the fact that these are criminals. And there's one thing sort of protesting for a cause, and I'm all for that, and people should have the right to protest without a shadow of a doubt. It's part of our democracy, and why they can do it in this country and they don't go to China to do it is because they're allowed to do it. But these are criminals. And if the Green Party, for instance, after the election, lost a seat, if they started sort of causing criminal damage, would the BBC then have them on the next day to talk about it? I doubt it very much, you know. So for me, they should be a banned organisation. If they do in peaceful protests, absolutely. But they have this record of destroying fine art, at the Snooker, obviously Stonehenge now. And the worrying bit with this, the more publicity they get, and the likes of the BBC or ITV sort of start giving them the publicity, they will ramp up the ante.
Well, they claim that they call their protest peaceful protest, and they say they've done no lasting damage to anything.
Some of them have been charged with criminal damage. And for the BBC to have them on, to give them airtime, you wouldn't have any other criminal organisation on to air their views. By all means, try and get publicity. I'm all for protesting. If they sat round the stones or something like that, then that's a different discussion. My concern is, where do they stop? And are they going to sort of up the ante each time because they're getting a buzz, if you like, and getting a...
Well, we can only judge them on what they've done. We can only judge them on what they've done to this point. And I think it's a debate worth having. Clearly, you do enough to have called it as well, Paul. Tony has as well. Tony, who's in Stockport. Quickly then, Tony, come on.
Yeah, very, very quick. I'm just despairing about the negativity that's been discussed. For the first time ever, we have serious plans in this country to switch gradually to non-fossil energy sources. And the challenge is that the countries which are currently experiencing very high temperatures, India 51 degrees Celsius, America's got a dome above it, and China severe pressures, they don't have the plans that we have in Europe and in the UK. We are doing it, but there's no way you can do it overnight. I am more positive that we're on the right track.
Tony, good on you. Thank you very much. That's Tony in Stockport. Thank you all so much.
Guitars in the yeah. Check it out. I'm talking about the dog thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They say a dog is man's best friend. Stick on by him through thick and thin. If that's the case, call me your pup. It come to pleasing you, I can't do enough. Bow wow and bow wow. Bow wow and bow wow. I might bark, I might even bite a girl. There's something wrong with you, baby. Got to make it right. Every now and then, let me know that you care. And if you ever need me, I'll be right there, singing bow wow. Yippee yow, yippee yo, yippee. And bow wow. Yippee yow, yippee yo, yippee. Bow wow. Yippee yow. yippee yo, yippee. And bow wow. Check it out. I'm your friend, baby. I'm your friend, baby. Till the end, baby. I'm your friend, baby. Well, 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 bow wow. Yippee yow, yippee yo, yippee. Singing bow wow. Yippee yow, yippee yo, yippee. Let me play. Yeah, guitar is in the house. Yeah, yeah. Bow wow. Yippee yow, yippee yo, yippee. And bow wow. Let me sing this last verse. Listen. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Yeah. I'm your friend indeed. So what do you need? If you need anything, baby, holla. And I'll dash to your side with my very last dollar, singing bow wow. Yippee yow, yippee yo, yippee. And bow wow. Yippee yow, yippee yo, yippee. Bow wow. Yippee yow, yippee yo, yippee. And bow wow. Yippee yow, yippee yo, yippee. Chakalow, chakalow. Chakalow, chakalow. Chakalow, chakalow. Chakalow, chakalow. Bow wow, wow, wow. Look out, Snoop. Bow wow, wow, wow. Bow wow, wow, wow. Bow wow, wow, wow.
Of the argument, and thanks to everybody for getting involved with that. We're going to move to something, well, altogether different in tone, but something that might. Well, I want to know where you are on what's your feeling around this, because there's no hard and fast rule, but I'm trying to work out whether there should be one. Because more than 2 in 5 parents are still paying for their adult children to go on holiday with them every year. 2 in 5 parents. Nearly half of parents still paying for adult children to go on holiday with them. A third of adults have been on a multi-generational holiday in the past 3 years. So are you one of them? And if so, who's paying? Caris has been in touch from Carmarthenshire, texted 81012 to say, hi, I'm an adult and I'm going on holiday with my mum to Disneyland Paris next year. Who's paying, Caris? Who should pay? At what point do parents have to stop forking out for their children to go on holiday with them? Win. It's been a win earlier on. He couldn't ever see an end to it. In fact, even paying for his kids to go on holiday without him. But at what age do you stop travelling together as a family? And let's be honest, as parents, enjoy holidaying as a couple again. Because when you've got children, certainly holidays have a very different complexion. So 03700 100 110. Misty Lee works at a travel agency, La Vida Travel, based in Newport and Cardiff. Hello, Misty.
Hello, morning.
Hi there. So what's your feeling on this? If we try to get an idea of at what point parents can turn around to their kids and say, you're on your own.
I don't think they do. So we see it a lot. I mean, we've got, it tends to be sort of grandparents that are maybe getting a little bit older, and they might have a little bit of a side of money put aside that they want to take the whole family away. I mean, we're finding a lot more grandparents are finding it far more useful to take the whole family away rather than maybe leaving it in a will even.
Yeah, my in-laws have done something similar. I think, they pay for us to go away. We have multi-generation holidays with the in-laws, and I enjoy every single moment of them, Misty, let me tell you. But I wonder if, not necessarily for them, because we all live fairly close together, but for other families, the way that now... You don't see so much of your extended family, do you, these days?
No.
Because people tend to move away from home, they'll go off for work. You don't see so much of your family. That actually, a week on the beach together once a year is a good way to get everyone together.
Yeah, it's a really good way. I mean, quality time, everyone's very busy, and multi-generational holidays, I mean, they offer such a rare chance for just uninterrupted family time. I mean, you might find that you call through to in-laws or mum and dad, and you might only get 10 minutes on the phone, in a week, So to have a whole week where everyone's just sort of chilled together, completely together, I mean, it's quite rare.
Yeah, and expensive.
And expensive, yeah, not if you're not paying.
No, because I should imagine if you wanted to take the whole clan away, then holidays are not. Well, they can be cheap, I suppose, but you're into the thousands, aren't you?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I think so. And that comes into what I was saying about grandparents tend to be in a little bit more of a better position to be able to do that. I mean, they've typically got less outgoings. They might be mortgage-free. They don't pay any childcare costs. And they tend to have more savings, so they can afford to contribute towards holidays and tend to step in for their children who might not even be able to afford to take their grandchildren on holiday.
Yeah, and I certainly recall, I was trying to think the last time I went on holiday with my parents and they paid was I was 20 and at university. And there was a moment on that trip where I thought, that I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again.
I think most people do that, but I think, after COVID, I mean, COVID changed the way that everyone's seen their family for a long period of time, and I think people are valuing family time a lot more than what they would have maybe before then, so that plays a lot into it as well.
I think you're probably right. And certainly things have changed, and maybe people will tell me that 03700 100 110. What's your recommendation though? Because I can see the drawbacks to all the options really, whether it be a holiday in the UK or in Wales, because if you don't get the weather right, then you're going to be stuck inside playing Scrabble. Or do you want to go to a hotel where at least you've got your own space, or you're all better off being in a villa together? How would you play it?
I mean, it really depends on the family. We see a lot of people that like a nice, chilled week, all-inclusive, where kids can grab ice cream when they want, parents can grab cocktails when they want, and they still got their own spaces. So you'll still have mini discos, and you've still got adults-only spas, maybe something 2 hours away, like Mallorca, nice and easy for smaller children and older parents as well. A short flight is really useful for that. And then other families just value the homely feel, a home away from home where they can chill in a villa, do their own food, and explore at their own time.
Yeah, and as long as it's got a kids club, I'll go anyway.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it brings it back to coming to speak to your local travel agent and we can advise on the right thing for you. I mean, family holidays, especially big family holidays, are such a big thing, so you just want to make sure that you're making the right decision for your family.
Yeah, definitely. So where do you go, Misty?
Oh, I go all over the world.
Do you?
We're very lucky. Do you know what? To be honest, I haven't been on a large family holiday, probably like you said, since I was in my 20s. So, it's a tricky call to make. I mean, I love Mallorca. It's got everything for everyone.
Yeah, I don't want to be tiptoeing in past my mum at 4 o'clock in the morning. Misty, love it. Thank you so much and have a lovely summer. Misty Lee from La Vida Travel. 03700 100 110 then to call. You can text 8 10 12.
So what?
Jason Derulo. One to Want Me at very nearly 1 o'clock here on BBC Radio Wales on the phone in. So still to come. Continuing our conversation about holidays. At what point do you say to your kids, that's it, you're on your own? Not paying for you anymore? Is it up to the kids to say, I don't want to go on holiday with my parents anymore? 03700 100 110 on that. And also, we're going to talk about hats later in the programme as well, because it's Royal Ascot. Lots of hats on display. But hats... I mean, there was a point where you saw a photograph of people and everybody was wearing a hat. Would you like to go back? 03700 100 110. News, sport, travel and weather for Wales is next.
BBC News for Wales at 1 o'clock. This is Caitlin Parr. Hospital waiting lists in Wales have hit record levels for the second month in a row. The Welsh Labour government is blaming increased demand and reduced activity during the Easter holidays. Oscar Edwards has the details.
The latest NHS figures show that in April, more than 600,000 patients were waiting for 775,000 planned treatments. Ambulance response times were the second worst on record, with 45.8% of life-threatening red calls arriving within 8 minutes. Cancer treatment targets also worsened, where only 53.8% of patients started treatment within 2 months of cancer being suspected. The Welsh Government called it a disappointing set of figures and that it had a long way to go to reduce long waits which built up during the pandemic. The Conservatives, Plaid Cymru, the Lib Dems and Reform are blaming long waiting times on what they say is Labour's mismanagement of the Welsh NHS over the past 25 years.
The BBC can reveal that the Conservative Party's Director of Campaigning, Tony Lee, is being looked into by the Gambling Commission, along with his wife, a Tory candidate, over an alleged bet relating to the timing of the general election. The Tories say Mr Lee took a leave of absence from his job yesterday. Mr Lee and his wife, Laura Saunders, who's standing in Bristol North West, has not responded to requests for comments. Opposition parties have called for Ms Saunders to be suspended, with the Liberal Democrat leader, Sir Ed Davey, saying he's not impressed.
The idea that you bet on something but then you know the result, that is immoral, it is illegal, and it needs to have a heavy hand from the top. We think there should be a Cabinet Office inquiry. I think the Gambling Commission will rightly look at this.
The full list of candidates in Bristol North West can be found on the BBC website. The Supreme Court has made a landmark judgment that could stop fossil fuel projects from going ahead in the UK. It's ruled that Surrey Council acted unlawfully when it granted planning permission to a new oil drilling project because it hadn't taken future emissions into account. Katie Takor is a lawyer with Friends of the Earth who was involved in the case. She says the ruling marks a tipping point for the use of fossil fuels in the UK.
The Supreme Court has ruled, as we've all heard, that indirect effects of fossil fuel projects is not just about the emissions from digging the oil up out of the ground. It is